Freedom Diggers Metal Detecting back in the house once again. If you haven't already, go ahead and throw a like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell. So yesterday I made a video with the Manticore about iron falsing, and I did a bunch of air tests, and man did I get barbecued for that. I knew I would. I knew that that's what would happen. Bunch of people, you gotta test it in the ground, you know. I've been metal detecting for 10 years. I know all about the halo effect and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get a little input, which I definitely got, on people's experiences with the iron falsing, and wanted to check it out for myself, just kind of air test, check it out. Anyhow, today I actually got out in the yard for about an hour. Now let me tell you about my yard. The guy that lived here before me used to, he would flip cars. He'd buy a car at a police auction or somewhere, drag it home, and fix it up and sell it. My backyard is like a junkyard. I've pulled everything from, you know, the 10mm socket everybody's missing to pieces of cars that are so big that I can't even believe I dug them up out of that yard. It is iron heaven. So, with that in mind, got out there at the Manticore. I set the sensitivity up no higher than 10. And I also ran the all-terrain general, and I notched out on the discrimination pretty much anything that would come in as iron. It was like I set up like a coin shooter program. I had nickels in there, and I had everything from a zinc Lincoln all the way up still in. Everything else I notched out. Machine was smooth as silk, I gotta say that. Did I dig some iron? Yes, I did dig some iron. But let me show you something. Here's what I came up with in an hour, okay? So I got some coin targets. I got some small junk iron targets. Now, this nail was in a hole with a copper Lincoln, and the machine told me copper Lincoln, copper Lincoln. It kept saying copper Lincoln. When I opened up the hole, the nail was the first thing I found, and I was like, oh, there it is. There's that iron falsing. Then I ran my pinpointer around in the hole and out popped this copper Lincoln. So, good result on that one. Another one here was this screw. Pretty rusty. Guess what was in the hole with this? Another copper Lincoln cent. Same way too. It kept telling me there was a copper Lincoln in the hole. Copper Lincoln, copper Lincoln. No smearing or anything. VDI was nice and solid. So I popped open the hole and out comes this rusty screw. But out came this copper Lincoln as well. So 2 of the iron targets I dug were in the hole with a desirable target. Now here's the other 2 iron targets though. These are trim screws or something of that nature off of a car. These are more like, at least this one is, it's kind of like a plated or maybe a stainless screw. It's not really rusty. This one, the machine lied to me and said that it was a dime. You know what? I'm okay with that. I can see the machine thinking this is a dime. It's about the size of a dime. It's not all rusted out. I have no problem with that. And then this one here, it said it was a penny, but this, again, is not really rusty either. It's in pretty good shape. So, after that, I got a solid 25, 26, and I was saying to myself, that's a nickel all day long. Pop the plug, sure enough, nickel. Depth. Depth on all these was around 4-5 inches. Until I came across this tiny little aluminum snap fastener. It's actually plastic on the back. This thing hit like a nickel, real close to a nickel. It was a little bit off on the VDI when I turned 90 degrees. But this thing was 8 inches deep and it was banging, it was screaming. I wasn't wearing headphones out there. This came through loud and clear. So she's got depth. Got a little piece of copper, a little sliver here. This came in as a copper zinc. Now, it did smear a little bit. All in all, I'm saying that the Manticore can identify iron. And it can also definitely discriminate iron. I went through areas of my yard that were near impossible to metal detect with my MX Sport. I also went through areas in my yard where my cable TV service, the line is buried, which were not detectable with my MX Sport. Way too much EMI coming off of that cable. It's buried fairly shallow. The Manticore didn't care that it was there. So it's excellent with EMI. Will I experience the iron falsing people are talking about? Probably. But thanks to those guys that have identified the problem, I'll probably not be surprised by it. And based on all the other performance parameters I've seen so far with this machine, I don't think I'll be disappointed at all. I pulled 6 coins out of my backyard, which is, it's a tough nut to crack, I'm telling you. I've even had a friend of mine back there with a CTX who said the same thing. He's like, this is a tough yard. No silver's come out of it yet. So maybe the Manticore will find it, maybe not. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. Keep it dig free, guy. We'll see you next time.